Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And to start off the month of October 2025, we're going to take a look at this Atlas in scale Baltimore and Ohio 50-foot livestock car. Now, full disclosure, this was purchased last year at the 2024 Houston Area Train Show in Pearland, Texas. Sorry for the delay, but I'm trying not to put too much stuff too close together. Now, this is a more vintage car, which is indicative of the yellow labeling and whatnot on the box. So, just like all Athearn in-scale jewel cases, you squeeze the front here to disengage that locking tab, and that allows it to lift up and come off the box. So, and there we have our stock car resting in a yellow plastic cradle. So we'll very gently take this out of the box, and it slides right out. No fuss, no muss. This was a $10 purchase from the Papa Ben's booth at, as I said, the 2024 Houston T-Track Association, Houston Area Train Show. And this is a pretty cool little car. As you can see, it has this nice white and blue paint scheme, which is kind of different, you know. And freight cars from the era that this would have run in were traditionally either black or an oxide red or brown. But, you know, this kind of pops a little bit with the color variation. So, to start off with, the paint separation between the roof and the body here is a little sloppy. I'm not sure if that's damage to the car or it's just, you know, a little sloppier than it otherwise could have been. All the lettering on this car is otherwise nicely done. All of the details as far as the paint job and whatnot go are correct from what I've been able to find online for this type of car. All of the weight and capacity information is correct and legible. You have 70-ton friction bearing type trucks with micro trains, truck mounted knuckle couplers. Now, I'm pretty sure this would have come with Rapido style couplers back in the day, and I'm also equally sure that this was re-trucked by a previous owner. You have cast on half height ladder here, cast on full height ladder here, and they correspond with each other. So on the back side you have a full height ladder here, and on this side you have a half height ladder as well. The door on both sides is cast onto the car body, so it does not open. There's not really any lettering that kind of wraps around any of the bracing on the outside of the car, so there's not any cracking or flaking that you would typically see with you know, decals and lettering wrapping around raised edges on a car. So that's not an issue there. And the paint and decaling and everything throughout is nice and even. There's no areas on the car where the paint is overly thick or overly thin, allowing for transparency. Looking at the B end of this car, you see a separately applied handbrake wheel. You see some nice dreadnought end detailing. You have a full height ladder corresponding with the location of the full height ladder on the side of the car. You have the brake rigging. You have a little bit better view of the micro trains magnetic knuckle coupler, and you have some nice rivet detailing along the top of the end panel of the car and here on the mid panel of the car. On the underside of this thing we see some fairly nice detailing, and I'm going to grab one of my work lights to throw a little extra light on it so y'all can see it better. So you can see you have the emergency and service reservoir, you have the air brake piston, and you have the brake valve right there. You also have a buttload of other details with regards to, underframe detailing, the center sill, the lateral supports for the floor, the individual floorboards themselves, and you also have some air brake rigging and air lines on the underside of the car. You also get a little bit better view of the truck mounted magnetic operating knuckle couplers. Looking at the roof on this thing, you see the little brakeman's walkway, and there are cast on grab irons in the corners that meet up with the full height ladders on the side, and you have nice detailing with regard to the individual panels that make up the roof. And as you can see there, it has the non-slip, the grate type tread pattern for the walkway. Now, this is an older car, which is the reason why, but you can see it is a separately applied walkway there on the top of the car. It is a little thick, but that's pretty much going to be the expectation given the margin for error with regard to scale thickness of those rooftop walkways. We're going to put this thing on the in-scale park loop on the South Texas Railroad and run it behind the Kato F3 and see how it does. Alright, first of all, I apologize for the lighting. Second of all, we have everything on the track, so we'll do this coupler test.